Hello there. Once again, this is Anton from Anton Bay, and I've been kind of getting these little piles of comics in the mail, kind of saving them back because, you know, you get 5 comics here, you get 5 comics there, and it's not really enough to do like in a video. So now I think I've got enough. I can finally throw together a video. And what I came up with is a comic book series I've never heard of. Just as you're forever browsing on eBay, as I am, you just see stuff and you're like, I have never heard of that, and I got to get it. And what I came up with was Lily Rose, and the covers obviously just sold me. I think this is by Astro Comics, as it says right there. Yeah, Read Comics Entertainment. Yeah, I think it's just Astro Comics. I was looking for like a more of a definitive publisher, but that looks like it's it. The backs on all of them are amazing, adorable. Kind of reminds me of Liberty Meadows, but it's not. And the interior art is every bit as kooky as it is on the covers. And I think it's beautiful, which means the whole guy's doing the whole book. But this is just something that I hadn't heard of. And I was impressed, and it's still amazing that there's comics out there that I've never heard of. Once again, Rocket Times, beautiful cover, beautiful back cover. And these have the definite feel of a low-budget comic, but I really do like the art style. It's a little clunky in spots, but it's beautiful. Some of it reminds me of Bone, obviously, with this little character here, which reminds me, I was going to look, 1995. So yeah, gosh, I just love these back covers. Anyway, I've never heard of this. If you have, and you're familiar with this book, shout it out in the comments, because it's one that I had never heard of, and I'm just amazingly impressed with. This cover alone, look at that. That's great stuff. You got to have it now. And they're pretty thick books too. I mean, they're a little thicker than your standard comic book. There's a lot going on in each issue. So, and I got like a whole. I don't know if I got the whole run. I think I got the first 8 issues. But beautiful books. And they were cheap. I mean, these weren't expensive to get a hold of. But yeah, I don't know anything about them. I think they look adorable and amazing. Had to share them. Hilly Rose number 6. This is a reoccurring dude in there. He's just like a big jerk face, but it's kind of hilarious. I haven't read a lot of these. Mostly just the first couple. And I've been waiting to kind of flip through them, and they've been sitting in here, and I've been busy with other things. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of like what's his name? Jeff Smith's Bone. Looks very similar. Good stuff going on there. Anyway, totally a weird book. Totally something you gotta have. It gets a little wonky with the eyes sometimes, but you know, I still really like it. I like the style of the art. Looks like it's got some space. It looks like it's got some monsters and some mutants going on. There's 8 issues of a comic that I have never heard of that I think look fantastic. Next up, you ever see like really discount? They call them reader copies. I bought a pack of reader copies, and it doesn't look bad in the video, but there's definite water damage to these. Yeah, oh yeah, there you can see it. And I was like, wow, I'm glad I didn't pay a lot, because I was kind of sad because these are pretty crunchy. I'm a Supergirl fan, but he had just a little pile of Supergirls. I think like 12, 20, something like issues. I don't know. It was like $5 to get them all shipped, and now that I got them, I'm just like, gosh, those are crunchy. I don't know how I feel about it. He said in the thing they were water damaged, but I kind of just saw that they were reader copies, and I didn't see that it was water damaged. I know some people some people can iron these and flatten them out. I don't have any of that stuff. I don't have a press. But just got a little stack. I want to say I gave like $5 for them all, and that's having them shipped and everything. Sometimes that kind of gamble pays off on a reader copy, and sometimes it doesn't. I do love Supergirl. I do love Supergirl covers. So I mean, even they don't have like any collectibility value because they're so crunchy and wet. But well, they're not wet. They were wet, but I've always loved this cover. Yeah, just a little stack of those, and I felt bad. Once I saw them, I was like, oh, that's way wetter than I thought they would be. It's way more damage than I thought they would be. But it is what it is. Sometimes you rolls the dice, you takes your chance. I've also gotten like like little lots of reader copies and stuff that was supposedly damaged, and honestly, I mean, like a nick here and something there, perfectly fine reader copies. And you know, so sometimes you get a bad batch, sometimes the guy selling them is just way pickier than you think. So anyway, I did get a couple of decent issues out of it with no water damage. This is not one of them. That one's also got some pretty bad water damage. It is what it is. Dude threw in some extras. I always appreciate that. Yeah, I got Image One Shot, 68 Jungle, and I got Rebirth, Justice versus Suicide Squad, or Justice League versus Suicide Squad. He threw those in. I'll always take when they throw me a couple of free comics. You know, that's worth doing. So anyway, the last thing I got, last little pile I picked up was, this was also real cheap, but I got some more Spicy Tales. Eternity Comics. I love Eternity Comics. And Spicy Tales are just, as it says on the cover, classic tales of pre-code adventure and passion for mature readers. And it's just old, I don't know, kind of 40s, I guess, violent, creepy little cartoons and animation there. Good stuff. It's a little on the naughty side, but it's so tame by today's standards. It's about ridiculous to worry about stuff like that when it's these old reprints from back in the day. A lot of issues of Sally the Sleuth, who, I don't know why she would become a detective. I swear every single issue she gets whipped, like every issue. So I don't know. I don't think most people get whipped generally in society like that. She tends to find a way, and that is just ridiculous. But pretty saucy cover there. Spicy Tales number 7. I was gonna say, there's Diana Daw. There's a lot of her in here, and Sally the Sleuth. It's pretty common. It's mostly just those two. I think there might be one other comic strip that they put in here. Polly of the Plains. Gosh, some of the stuff in these old comics. I know I've like flipped open several of these, and I can't believe how often this poor detective gets whipped. Anyway, final book, Spicy Tales number 12, and that definitely looks spicy. Definitely looks like somebody's going to get stabbed. We've got more Diana Daw. We've got more Sally the Sleuth. Oh, look at this poor woman. She's getting flogged again. Gosh, they just can't stop whipping her. Terrible. Terrible news for her. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. When I really started going through them, I was like, holy cow. This poor gal gets whipped like every issue. But anyway, that's what these are. If you see some old Spicy Tales, they're worth picking up because they are weird. They are pre-code pulp magazine stuff reprinted right into a comic book for you, and I think that's pretty awesome. Anyway, this has been my tiny little weird haul of stuff. The Spicy Tales were good. Supergirls were, I don't know, not so great. And then these Lily Rose comics, very, very good. Very, very impressed with those. Especially as just a book I've never heard of. So let's leave you with those two. There. Two beautiful books to look at. Anyway, that's all I've got. That's my story. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys later. Bye.